Hello, I'm David Hughes. Welcome to Your Perfect Body, the podcast of the Esoteric Teaching community. Today's selection is an essay entitled Controlling the Tongue. The other day, we revealed a very confidential spiritual secret, that the key to purifying the consciousness, experiencing transcendental ecstasy, and liberation from material existence is controlling the tongue. This is almost unknown in the West because people are so attached to different polluted material tastes. It is actually very difficult to control the tongue. But the rewards of this practice are very great. In Bhagavad-gita 4:9, Kṛṣṇa says, tyaktva deham punar janma naiti mameti. You can avoid taking birth in a material body. Taking birth means to accept another material body. Tata dehantara praptihi. Bhagavad-gita 2:13. After giving up this body, we have to accept another material body. One whose consciousness is not purified, who does not practice the esoteric teaching, cannot understand how to avoid taking another material body. There are so many defects in this materialistic civilization. The problems are increasing every day. The leaders are very foolish, full of ignorance, but still they are passing themselves off as great scientists, great philosophers, and great politicians. But they haven't got any real knowledge. So our duty as students of the esoteric teaching is to educate them, give them real spiritual knowledge. Tata dehantara prapti. This is the crucial point, dehantara prapti. One has to accept another material body. Thus, the chain of birth and death, of material suffering, continues, because as soon as you accept another body, janma, birth, then there is janma, after that there is also mrityu, death. And between janma and mrityu, birth and death, there is disease, old age, and so many other things. So if you can find out a means that you do not have to accept another material body, then you are delivered from all suffering. So Kṛṣṇa says in Bhagavad-gita 4:9, tyaktva deham punar janma naiti. One can avoid accepting another material body. How? Janma karma chame divyam evang yoveti tattvataha. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. That's Bhagavad-gita 4:9. Look it up. Simply try to understand Kṛṣṇa. What is Kṛṣṇa? Why Kṛṣṇa appears? How Kṛṣṇa appears? Why Kṛṣṇa takes part in politics? Why Kṛṣṇa protects his devotees? All Kṛṣṇa's activities. Just try to understand. This is the core of the esoteric teaching. The esoteric teaching means try to understand Kṛṣṇa. Simply, if you even try to understand, you can be relieved from the necessity of taking another material body. It is not possible for us to understand Kṛṣṇa fully. Kṛṣṇa is unlimited. But we can understand him to the limit of our intelligence, whatever is possible for us. As stated in Bhagavad-gita, we should try to understand Kṛṣṇa as far as we can. If we simply try our best to understand Kṛṣṇa, his transcendental nature, his transcendental activities, then, as stated in Bhagavad-gita 13:9, you become free from this janma mrityu jara vyadhi, birth, death, old age, and disease. Kṛṣṇa's appearance and activities are not ordinary or material. They are divyam. Jarma karma chame divyam. Divyam means transcendental, and we must understand them tatvata, in truth, in fact. If you can simply understand the facts about Krishna's transcendental nature, appearance, and activities, you do not have to take another material body. Anyone can do it simply by hearing from someone who is self-realized. Therefore, try to understand Krishna. How will you understand Krishna? Krishna is so great. Here is a beautiful Sanskrit verse from the esoteric teaching. Ata Shri Krishna namadi nabhaved grahyam indriyaihi sevon mukhehi jivadau svayameva spuratyadaha. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. So you cannot understand Krishna by these blunt material senses. That is not possible. You have to purify them first. Here is another important verse from the esoteric teaching. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam hrishikena hrishikesha sevanang bhaktiruchyate. Bhakti yoga, or devotional service, means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and simply by being employed in the service of the Lord, one's senses are purified. So simply by service to Krishna, Krishna consciousness, always thinking of Krishna, all your senses will automatically be purified. This is the process. Sevon mukhe hi jivadao. And you begin this process with the tongue. Now this is very surprising. By utilizing our tongue, we can become spiritually perfect. This is completely unknown and unsuspected by modern science. By utilizing the tongue, engaging the tongue in spiritual service, one can become perfect. This is the process given in the esoteric teaching. Shravanam kirtanam Vishno. Hearing and chanting about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you engage the tongue to chant the Dvadasakshara mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and use the tongue to taste prasadam, pure vegetarian food offered to God with love and devotion, you will become perfect simply by executing these two things. Do not accept anything or allow the tongue to touch anything that is not offered to the Lord first. Is that a very difficult task? Not really. Anyone can do it. So, that is one engagement of the tongue, to take only pure vegetarian food offered to God. And the other, engage the tongue always in chanting the holy names of God. By this simple process, you can become perfect in yoga. So, anyone can do this. Our students are making wonderful spiritual advancement by taking up these simple processes. They are becoming self-realized simply by the process of controlling the tongue. Chant and take prasadam. So we are introducing this process all over the world via the internet. If you can do this, maintain this process steadily for some time, Krishna, God, will appear to you. In material consciousness, you cannot see Krishna. You cannot order Krishna, please come, I want to see you. No, that won't work. But when he is pleased with your service, he will come. Yes, I am here. Just see me. That is the history of all the great master teachers. Just like, for example, Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was meditating chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and controlling his tongue very strictly. And within 6 months, he saw Kṛṣṇa face to face. We also experience the same thing. And if we can do it, so can you. So everyone can